This is the video presentation for the CASE Introduction to Agriculture, Food, and Natural Resources course. As you view this video, be sure to make notes of important information. Feel free to pause, repeat, and resume the video whenever necessary. What is pH? You learned how to properly set up and conduct scientific inquiry. We will begin to apply these skills as we explore pH. pH is the measure of acidity or alkalinity of a substance. The pH value of an acid substance is below 7 on the pH scale. The pH value of an alkaline substance is above 7. The pH scale ranges from 0, a strong acid, to 7, neutral, to 14, a strong alkaline. Distilled water with a measured pH of 7 would be an example of a pH-neutral substance. 1 point on the scale represents a 10-fold difference in strength. For example, a substance with a pH of 5 is 10 times more acidic than a substance with a pH of 6 and 100 times more acidic than a substance with a pH of 7. Let's try a pH calculation. How many more alkali is 9 from 6? There are 3 full points between those two measurements. 10 times 10 times 10 means a pH of 9 is 1,000 more times alkali than 6. pH is an important consideration for many agricultural industries because pH influences nutrient availability in plants and animals. It influences the efficiency of plants to utilize fertilizers added for optimal growth. If pH is not optimal for the plant, many nutrients added in the form of fertilizer are washed away rather than used for plant growth and health. When pH is not at the optimal level, a buffer is used to neutralize the pH. An acidic substance neutralizes an alkaline substance and vice versa. As a review, mark or highlight 3 key points in your notes that are important to remember from this presentation. List 2 ideas or concepts that relate to previous knowledge. List any questions you have about this topic. Discuss these questions with your instructor. Keep any notes you have from this presentation organized and available for use throughout the course. Through acids and bases, you will determine if a substance is an acid or base and then test the buffering ability of different substances. Before you begin data collection, your teacher will provide solutions and data collection equipment for you and your partner. PPE is critical during the laboratory as strong acids and bases can cause injury and damage. For this activity, you will use the LabQuest 2 and a pH sensor. The next clip will demonstrate how to use the pH sensor to collect data.
This is the pH sensor, and it's used to measure the pH of a solution. To use this, you need to take it out of this storage solution, and this is a pH 4 buffer solution that keeps from damaging the sensor. So you want to make sure that you always store it in the solution. To use this, we need to take it out, so I'm going to unscrew this cap, and as I do this, it loosens this gasket. I'm going to pull it out, and now I'd be ready to use it. Now the active part of this sensor is this glass little globe down here, and so that must be in contact with the solution that you're trying to measure the pH. To use it, you're going to take it and just make sure that's immersed in a solution. The first thing I need to do is to plug this into my LabQuest, so it goes into one of the analog ports here, and when I plug it in, I end up getting my meter reading here, and it's close to the 4, where I had it in the solution before. So I have a solution here, and we're interested to know what kind of solution that is, so maybe I plunge it down in there, and we look at what happens to our meter value there. So it's climbing, so it must be a base. And so it's stabilized about there, so 11.2 something there. So it's obviously a base. Now, to put this away, I need to make sure I clean it. So I have some distilled water here, so I'm just going to kind of rinse that off to clean that up. And then I will put this back into my storage solution. So I put it back into the storage solution, and then I tighten up on this gasket to keep it from leaking